proud of it. Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Reboot Season 1 Episode 25, which is the last episode of the season. Last episode was so good. Like, it was everything I wanted it to be. I mean, it was just like, it hit me so much emotionally. And Kyo is just my favorite character ever. Anyway, this is the last episode of the season, and I'm not sure. I think I actually never watched this episode for sure. Like, so I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know how the season ends. So let's find out together. Let's get into it. Because in the original anime, we had like this whole ending thing with Aikido, but I don't think that's gonna happen here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Something big is coming. Check out my Patreon to find out what it is. I posted episode 5 of season 2 of Fruits Basket if you want to get ahead. More importantly though, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Please help my channel grow by leaving a like, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to support the original content, and let's get into it. Alright, we have the whole thing. Look at him be so cruel.
これからはもっと高いところの空気を吸っていかなくては。俺の手を引いて俺のそばにいてくれた人。
テレビで空手の先生を師匠って言ってた。だからあんた。
This bath is very small, isn't it? Like, how is there room?
門下生は誰もそんな風には呼んでくれないな。
師匠。
おかえり、今日。
So cute. Look at him.
本当の父さんだったらよかったのに。
But he is. In every way that matters, he is.
そう言ったら、師匠はどんな顔をするだろう。
You would be so happy.
育ての親らしいが、一体どんな育て方をしたんだか。
違う！師匠は俺の親父なんかじゃねえよ！これ以上何を望むんだ。二度と俺と師匠を親子扱いするな。父親でなくてもいい。
It's kind of the most horrible thing a foster dad could hear. And he only meant it as like, you don't have to be my dad. Like, you're not responsible for all my failures and all the burden I put on you.
なんで黙って帰るんだよ。俺はまだ一言も礼の一つも言っちゃいないのに。
やはりキョウ君にお声をかけた方が。
わからないんです。
I know what to say. Don't even say anything.
償いのつもりでした。祖父と対面したのは一度きりでしたが。いや、お菓子をあげよ
う。いらない。呪われるから。
そうか。残酷な言葉を吐きました。祖父はそんな私を笑って許してくれた優しい人であったのに、私は彼を引き取ることで己の罪悪心を消したかったのかもしれません。けれどいつしか愛しさが生まれて、あの子の意志を無視して数珠を奪い、一方的な私の気持ちを押し付けた。師匠は俺の親父なんかじゃねえよ。ですからわからないのですよ。
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he has this memory kind of embedded in him, kind of like, oh, he doesn't want me to be his dad. But it wasn't like you were just thinking of yourself. Like you wanted to help him.
それは本当にエゴなんですか？
No.
でも私は師匠さんがお父さんに見えるです。
Like you had to make a really, really hard choice. But it wasn't because you didn't care about him. It was because you cared. Oh, you wanted to see them go against each other.
俺が怒るとでも思ったのかよ。俺に呆れたかよ。世話ばっか焼かせてごめん。傷つけたり重荷になったりしないで。師匠が俺のおやつなんだって言えるような、そんなやつに俺はなる。
遠回りをしてようやく触れ合うことができたのかもしれないね。お前は世話の焼ける息子だよ。今日
だからって吹っ飛ばすことないだろう。トール、今ちゃんと見てたか？
He's proud of it.
通りだったろ。俺
But
の
he's
師匠は強えん
strong.
だって。なんかそう連呼されてムカつくな。どう
You were the one who was like,
でも本当に良かったです。
もういいってその話は。いただきます。捨てんのか。バカ金が映る。言ってろ闇ネズミ。俺はもういちいちがならねえ。
yeah, you work on that, Kyo.
ま、せいぜい頑張ったらバカねこ。ダメじゃん全然。いや、ムカつく。てめえの墓に入るまで嫌って嫌いまくったらタコが。
乱闘にならなかっただけでも。
He just took it out on the door.
俺の墓に入っても嫌い続けるよ。
I mean, I think it makes sense that it will get worse before it gets better, kind of. Because things have been thawing a little bit between them. I mean, maybe not in a perceivable way, but I feel like it has. I mean, people have commented on it. And I feel like maybe they're scared of that.
もしかしたらユキ君も見られたのでは。あの夜、キョウ君の本当の姿を。
He knew about it, though.
神楽さんは本当の姿を存じていらしたようですし。
Did he know that? Thank you. He's sweet.
あんま元気ないみたいだけど。
せっかく人が戦ってるのにそういうこと言うなよ。神楽帰るの？まだみんな寝てるのに。
今日はちょっと。キョウ君にまたねって伝えてくれないか、ユンちゃんは。
神楽は強い。
The fact that she let Toru take care of it is what he means.
きつく。あの姿のこともそれ以外のこともそうしないと。ドロドロの感情が溢れてきて、憎悪とか嫌悪とか汚いあの感情にまた飲み込まれてしまうから。
でも心配してたよ本田さん。やっぱ気づいてなかった？
うん。
気持ちを吐露するもしないもユキの勝手だけど、安心はさせてやってもいいんじゃない？
そんな人のことばかりにかまけて。
なんだろう、性分かな。
本田さん、俺前よりネクタイの結び方自信になってきたんだ。野菜を枯らす回数も減ってきたし。
Okay.
前より会話をしてると。
Good job. Like, he wants her not to worry. Like, he wants to show her that he's doing okay, I guess.
きつく閉めている蓋を飲み込まれたりせずに開けられる、そんな自分にいつか慣れたら。
Yeah, he just feels like he can't handle it right now.
本田さんに心配させちゃってごめん。
そんないい、私が勝手に。
少しずつ言える勇気が持てるように。
はい。
花火にお祭りに海に思い出がいっぱい作れそうだなって。 本田さんとのね。嫌かな。
そんな嫌だなんてそんなめそうも。
嫌ならさらっていくから覚悟。
Wow.
なんてね。
Jesus.
ごめん笑ったりして。さあ行こう。
ここからゆきくんもきょうくんもどんどん素敵な人になっていかれて。
Ooh.
へえ、あれが相馬由紀か。噂通りの美人さんだね。
でもあの人って
But
なんで
he.
もない。
なんだそりゃ。
なんだってそんなことになったの？
二人だけの秘密。
言ってろ。
What the?
嬉しい。
Are you happy?
逃げられなくしただけ。
You just killed him. What do you want?
戦ってるんだよ。神楽も神楽なりに。
In her own way. Yeah, it's an interesting way.
カニをたらふくもらってね。これはもうユキにも食させてやる。わざわざこうして持ってきてあげたわけだ。こんな弟思いの兄は世界でも3人といないね。無論ナンバーワンはこの僕さ。おや、どうしたのかなユキ。あからさまに遠い目をして。
You can tell. Everybody's coming. Okay.
しぐれから連絡
Hero's not coming.
ヒロちゃんも後で来るって。
Oh, yes. Okay.
ですがしぐれさんは
相馬の家に休養ができてな。
He meets with Akira or something?
退院できるんだって
Is it
よかったじゃない思うけど
ヒロ
Rin?
分かったよもうグレニーしかいないって絶対に呪いを
予感がする。
予感がするんだ。
言葉さえも見失うほどの
What an ominous way to end this. Oh god. Something is coming. Something that makes me choke up like something so big that I can't even put it in words. It isn't a preview, it's just the end. Oh my god, I love the part and every part with with Kazuma and Kyo is just so awesome. Like, it's so sad to think, it's so tragic to think that they were both like really falling for each other in a way, like really wanting to be, and I mean, I guess in some way you don't really have to say it. In some way, like maybe it becomes kind of this wordless kind of agreement that I mean, yeah, we've become a family, but the fact that he heard Kyo say, he's not my dad, don't ever treat him like my dad, and like totally misunderstood what he meant by that, which fair enough. Anyone, I think, would take it to mean that, oh my god, he doesn't want me as his dad, not that he doesn't think he deserves, me as his dad. Like, he doesn't want to burden me, basically. Like, he doesn't have the audacity to call himself my son, basically. He doesn't feel he has the right, anyway. So that really put like this kind of question mark over the whole relationship, like, because for him, Kazuma was like, before I noticed it, I loved him and treated him like my son, and then he hears this, I mean, many years after, but like basically he hears this and he's like, oh shit, I was the only one who actually felt this, that I cared for him this much. Like, maybe for him it was always a burden. And they were both like, in Kyo too, like, he realized that like he wanted him as his father, but he didn't have the nerve to actually ask for it, or actually kind of make it kind of formal, like ask, like, do you feel you're my dad? Like, is it okay to think of you as my dad? And that's kind of like, it's sad that they kind of, at some point, I mean, Kyo was throughout the whole time, basically. he was like thinking, oh, I have to be good enough to be his son. I have to like not make trouble for him. I have to, you know, like he always felt like it was something that he had to earn and that he wasn't good enough. And for Kazuma, he was like, oh, I actually care about him like a son. But is it fair to like ask that of him? I guess, you know, in a way, he was also kind of maybe feeling that he wasn't good enough because he knew that at first he did it only because he was kind of atoning for his own guilt for how he treated his own grandfather. So he felt like, oh, like I don't want to push that on Kyo. Like maybe Kyo like doesn't feel this way, and like maybe this is not good enough, that this started out as something like this, like that it didn't care enough about him from the start and only kind of wanted to assuage my own guilt, kind of. Anyway, it's a good thing that it came out now that they both want the same thing. Thankfully, like from the outside it looks so obvious that they both love each other, but definitely when you're within the situation, especially after you've had a very, very bad just kind of beginning to your life, you would not be so hasty to make such, you know, judgments, I guess. And it was so heartwarming, so beautiful when he called him his son, and it was just like, oh, and he was so happy, and he was like, oh, did you see that? Did you see how he kicked my butt? I told you he was super strong. And then as soon as she agrees, it's like, okay, now that's kind of annoying, like you don't have to agree with it. And with Yuki, that was interesting. That was an interesting reaction that he had. I didn't realize he didn't know about the true form. I guess it's like a secret for the most part. Like not everyone knows about it, even within the Zodiac. But I totally thought he did know. I thought everyone in the Zodiac did. Anyway, but I guess maybe, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but Yuki was like closed off like from them for a long time, so maybe you didn't get to see it or get to know about it. I don't know, maybe all the others don't know about it either, or maybe they know about it, like maybe like, you know, Hattori and like Aya and stuff, they know about it but they've never actually seen it for themselves or something. I don't know. In any case, it seems like this was the first time he saw something like this. I wonder if he just felt like strong emotions, just by, you know, strong emotions of revulsion when he saw it or something, and was like this is just too strong of an emotion. I don't want to feel it that right now. So I'm just going to, like, you know, not try not to feel anything. But I more tend to think that it was more like, you know, maybe he realized something about what Kyo has to deal with, and it came too close to sympathy because he suffered, I guess, because of the curse, because of Akito, and he, in a way, maybe he could see that in Kyo's form, kind of just like the realization that Kyo has probably been kind of shunned for this form, and what he kind of had to go through maybe by seeing it. I don't know, but in any case, like, maybe it kind of came too close to bringing up memories of what he went through, and kind of being like, oh, Kyo is going through something horrible too, like we were both kind of like, you know, a little bit of connection there, that he was not, that also like brought up all these memories, all these emotions that he just couldn't deal with, that he wanted to shut off, but also like this sense of sympathy that we've already established they aren't able to sustain at the moment. Like, they don't know what to do with that, to realize that they're kind of the same in a lot of ways, that they actually can understand each other if they tried. They don't want to, though, because it scares them the hell out. There's some stability in the fact that they hate each other. It's like this constant in their life that they can rely on. They can put all the blame and all responsibility on this thing, on this hatred for Kyo, on this hatred for Yuki, and they can just kind of move forward with that kind of baggage, but kind of, you know, kind of putting it aside from them for the time being. And they know it too. They know it. Like, Kyo himself has said that, you know, in that episode where he ran away, and he was like, not yet, you know, when Tori tried to comfort him, he was like, I know that I need to, like, I don't know, change or something, but for now I don't want to. Not yet, you know. So they know it's not the right thing to do somewhere inside them. They know that, but they're not able to let go of it quite yet. Like it's their safety net, this hatred that they have for each other, and so they cling to it. But it could be like so powerful when they actually do understand each other and become friends. I don't actually remember if it, yeah, I don't know. I need to see how this unfolds, honestly, this whole story. Yeah. Anyway, I won't go too much into it. We'll just see in the future what happens between these two. So overall, this episode was kind of lovely. You know, with that beginning, it was just tremendous, that beginning. And I mean, also, like, seeing like Yuki not be able to kind of deal with this, and like his interesting way of dealing with this, basically. The fact that he was just trying to detach himself from everyone and not talk about his feelings, because he was so afraid that if he does acknowledge them, it will just kind of come bursting out in very bad ways, kind of like it did before. So he doesn't want to test that right now. So he was kind of like, you know, keeping a distance a little, without kind of realizing how much it affected the, you know, the people around him, I guess. And Kagura, the fact that she left so soon after, like, the reveal of Kyo's true form, and like Yuki said that she was fighting in her own way, and she was, and when she left, he said she was really strong. And I wonder if he just thought, oh, she knew about this form of Kyo's and she still wants to be with, like, she still hangs around him so much, she's very strong. But I don't think that's what he meant. I mean, yeah, okay, like in some way you can understand that, like it's like what Kyo said, like, why would you cling to me like this? Normally people would just reject me and run away, kind of. So why do you keep hanging out? Like, and her response to that, in her own mind at least, was the fact that he was the one who reached out to her first. And she was just kind of repaying the favor, I guess, in some way. Or at least she knows how much he needed it, and she still wanted to be there for him, which is so sweet, really, of her. Like, I do understand at the core of her that she cares. I mean, obviously she cares, but oh my god, it's not enough. You know, it doesn't come across as caring when you just force yourself on someone, like, over and over again. So the thing is that I think maybe Yuki was also maybe referring to the fact that she was leaving, that she was like, you know, like, we know how much she cares about Kyo and how much she wants to be there for him and everything, and yet here she was leaving without actually saying anything to him, because she knew that it was Toru's place to kind of comfort him, and she kind of gave away, that she actually, like, took a step back and was like, okay, I'm going to give that to you, because she knew that this is what Kyo needed. He needed Toru's acceptance. Like, her acceptance he already had, and it hadn't been enough for him, so he needed Toru's, and she just had to kind of accept that and kind of walk away at the moment, which is, I respect her for that a lot, because that is exactly what she doesn't do usually, you know, step away, even though she really wants to be there for him, and just, but she knows, like, just to realize that she can't always be there, that she can't be there for him when he doesn't want her to be there for him. You know, it has to be something that he wants to some degree. And I mean, I do understand that in some way she's still, like, in her mind, she still has this little Kyo who reaches out to her and, you know, holds her hand. And in a way, she's always compensating for that. She's always like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to hold your hand, you know, forever and ever, or something. Even when he says he doesn't, it's kind of, in a way, she thinks like he's just being shy. He's not saying, you know, what he really feels anymore or something. But I have to be there for him in case he needs me to be there, you know. But it's just too much. It's too much, and it's not taking into account what he actually feels. Like, even if what he says is like, I don't want you to be there, and he actually means it, like the thing is, it's interesting because, you know, when we had Toru go to him in his second form, I guess, in his cursed form, and he said, don't get close, like, go away, I don't want to see you anymore, like, and actually hurt her and stuff. Like, that was obviously him saying no, and yet we knew that he meant he really wanted her to. But like, he didn't expect her to stay there, so he was just like, I'm going to sever the whole thing, like, I'm just going to make her never think about me again, or whatever, like, I'm going to break this link completely. And then it was definitely, you know, Toru coming back was definitely very, very needed. Like, it's something that he very much needed. But she wasn't forcing herself. Well, I mean, she kind of clung to him and was like trying to talk to him through his denials, kind of through him saying like, get away from me, you know, I don't need you. I don't need your pity. The thing was, though, that she knew she wasn't bringing him pity. She actually cared. She actually wanted things to, you know, she actually wanted him to be okay. And with Kagura, she doesn't listen to him. She just immediately like, no, what you're saying is just you being stubborn. And maybe it is him being stubborn, but the fact that she doesn't listen at all, and just like, you know, and it's not like, and here with Toru, it was like in a very emotional situation, a very like dire situation where you felt like, okay, this is real, like this, like, you know, Kyo in a lot of ways, like he's defending himself right now, he's protecting himself, so in a way it makes sense that he would lash out. But with Kagura, it's like always like this. It's always like this. He's always saying no, and she's always there forcing herself on him. So at some point you have to like really question, like, I mean, it's like the running gag. They're just like, it's super funny that you say no and I force myself on you anyway, like every time. Like, it's kind of, you know, this funny joke between them in a way. It's like almost expected. Like, if he were to say yes, that would like really break off the whole thing, like the whole rhythm, and Kagura would not know what to do with her stuff, I think. The thing is, I guess the bottom line is that I know that she cares, and I know that she's trying to be there for him, but she's also being very, like, her caring somehow takes, like, it brings out too many emotions in her that just kind of overwhelm anything else, and she's still clinging to that little boy too. Like, she wants to believe it's the exact same boy. And in a way, I guess he didn't change a lot, but like the exact same boy who needed her, and she wants to be there no matter what. Like, that he wouldn't even have to ask, she will be there. Except it just doesn't work that way. He has to kind of make the first move again. I think she has to let him make the first move, kind of just wait. And actually, like you can be there, but ask, do you need me to be here? Like, and actually listen to what he says. It's hard. Like, I do agree that maybe he won't be honest about it if he does need her, but maybe he will. And honestly, this is not doing like well for the relationship, this whole gag. Wow, an intense few episodes and a great ending to the season overall. Like, I liked all the teases that they gave here for other things, like for, I don't remember their names, but like, you know, the people who took interest in Yuki. I don't remember their names at all. And Rin. And the fact that she brought up the curse, and, you know, and Shigure kind of thinking whatever he's thinking, kind of in relation probably, and then Kiyoyuki and Toru all kind of thinking like, oh, something is coming, I can feel it, something big, you know. It's like, oh, yeah. It was a pretty ominous, you know, ending, but definitely kind of interesting, and give you like this, you know, need to know what will happen. So I'm gonna start season 2 very soon, and I'm very excited for it. I haven't watched, like, this is it. Like, the first season is pretty much what I watched at the time that it came out, pretty much. But again, I didn't remember everything. And now, like, I mean, I have read the manga, but I barely remember anything from the manga. So, like, just bits and pieces, mostly about Kyo, because he's, like, my favorite. Anyway, so I'm excited to check this out and actually, you know, see how season 2 is, like, how it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you in season 2. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons, Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Tyranor, and Michael Gabriel. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, without whose support I would never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.